to the U.S. Airways Center in Phoenix, Arizona. A sellout crowd as this first-round matchup of a couple of heavyweights continues. The Suns lost both games in Texas. And here's today's headline of the Arizona Republic. It's now or never, as they're down 0-2 in this best-of-7 series. The Western Conference, what a great regular season. Some big wins, though, this weekend. Houston getting their first win against Utah, and Dallas finally beating New Orleans. Can Phoenix do the same thing tonight? Meanwhile, Phoenix at home, 30-11 here at the U.S. Airways Center as Kurt Thomas knocks down the first shot. We've seen Nash and Stoudemire put up big scoring numbers. How important it is for a third guy to have a big game?
Well, it's crucial as far as I'm concerned. I think it's important for the Phoenix Suns to get out in transition. Fast break basketball, allowing other guys to get a rhythm offensively.
Speaking of rhythm offensively, Parker, who's shooting 53% from the field. Duncan misses from point-blank range. Barbosa, nice hustle play to take it away, but then Parker with the steal. Both coaches will tell you, transition defense is the key. Parker knocks it down again. Tony Parker has been sensational. Of his 58 points in the first two games, 40 of them in the paint. Parker puts it in. He's 3 for 3.
Oh, yeah, Steve Nash, you don't mind that. That's an isolation, one-on-one move where you're making Tony Parker a jump shooter. That is the game plan.
Pass inside to Duncan, and Duncan an easy finish.
That's why it's so crucial come playoff time to be mentally tough. You look at this San Antonio Spurs team, and that's what separates them from everybody else.
Parker. Parker 4 for 4.
But as Mark said, they're all two-point jump shots versus being at the rim. The possession before where Duncan got the easy layup off the pick and roll would be more troublesome to me.
Duncan knocks down the two-pointer. I'm sure he's thinking 3 all the time now.
Well, he probably is. That's how big guys are. But once again, defensively for the Phoenix Suns, you live with Tim Duncan shooting jump shots.
Parker, pretty pass, and Duncan, strong finish. Parker flips it up and in. 5 of 6 from the field is Parker. And Phoenix will call timeout as San Antonio jumps out to a double-figure lead. Nash over Alberto. Nice defense from Alberto. An 11-point lead for San Antonio. Thomas loves that baseline jumper, and it's 25-12. Well, you could just feel that the life has been sucked out of the building in the early minutes. This crowd, which was so fired up, very nervous with this great start from San Antonio. Parker again, and San Antonio now from the field, 13 for 18. Parker's 6 of 7.
Well, here Phoenix is forcing Parker to the baseline. Duncan adjusts his screen on that pass back to Duncan. Raja Bell, the next defender, has to step over and stunt and break Duncan's rhythm. It's a 5-man defense here, forcing it to the baseline. I would go under on that. O'Neal's playing back to prevent the pocket pass to Duncan. An easy rhythm jump shot. And again, if I was Nash, I'd be picking up Parker at 15 feet so he couldn't get the running start at O'Neal, creating force and momentum. I think they need the adjustment to be back up to about 15 to 17 feet so the angle on the pick and roll is much different.
Bowen puts it in. That's Bowen's first bucket of the series, and it gives San Antonio an 11-point lead. How about Philadelphia? Stoudemire. Boy, Mo Cheeks has them playing hard.
They does. I should be reprimanded for not knowing just how hard Philadelphia was going to play in this series. I thought it would be easy for Detroit.
A lot of jerseys around. Big sea of orange here at the U.S. Airways Center. But they're a little nervous right now. Parker puts it up at the buzzer. Tony Parker knocks it down, and that'll count. They'll review it, but clearly got it off in time. And what a first half for Tony Parker. He's averaging, as we said, 29 a game in the series. He's got 19. Hill was guarding Parker. O'Neal picks him on a switch on. What a pretty play and a foul. Tony Parker putting on a brilliant show. And he makes it an 18-point game.
Now you tell me which part of your defense ends in Shaquille O'Neal trying to defend Tony Parker one-on-one. Says, excuse me, gets to the rim, hits the floater over the contested hand of Grant Hill. But once again, Tony Parker breaking down the interior of the Suns defense.
And to go along with that, the rotation along the baseline is late or non-existent. They've got to get that first help defender, big man, across the lane to stop Parker and make him pass off the dribble.
Duncan jump shot. That's good. And Duncan with 12 points.
But I like how Grant Hill's playing him cushion, so Tony Parker can't get ahead of steam. It ends up, instead of at a layup, it ends up with Duncan having to make a 19 or 20-foot jump shot.
Parker penetrating. Again, Hill was a question with the groin injury. Now having to guard one of the quickest point guards in the league. Duncan back-to-back jumpers, and the lead is 20. And the Suns are hearing boos.
Now here's what I love about it. Tim Duncan is a guy, a superstar that could be demanding the basketball on the block. But he says the way that we're going to beat him is pick and roll. I'll live with setting the screen and allowing Tony Parker to make the play. Making a correct play time and time again, and Duncan stepping into a rhythm jump.
Hill, Stoudemire to finish. There's 4 quick points. Have not seen those kind of quick bursts that the Suns have been known for the past couple of years.
When you get stops, you can run. If you don't get stops, it's awfully tough.
And if Greg Popovich didn't trust his team, that would have been a quick timeout to try to break the momentum.
Parker again, a great look. Tony Parker just dominating. This is where Popovich says Parker is just reading everything on the floor so much better this year.
So the first screen, he goes under. Okay, now you force him. He has to go under, and you're stepping below the foul line. You can't go under once he gets that low. That's executing on the offensive end by Parker and Duncan.
Parker, Alberto, and he banks it in. Bowen jumper. Bowen puts it in. They're just not missing.
The Suns go into a zone defense. Tony Parker touched on it at halftime. You can't settle against the zone. That's a jump shot by Bruce Bowen, but it's off of Tony Parker's dribble penetration.
Parker puts it up, puts it in. Tony Parker putting on a show.
Well, what's so crucial come playoff time is how you start ball games. If you allow a team to establish a rhythm or an individual establish a rhythm, knocking down shots by easy baskets, all of a sudden you have your hands full. Every Spur believes that the basket is you.
Oh, basket is enormous for Tony Parker. He's got 30. And we still have a quarter to play. Parker finding a space, knocking it down. Tony Parker unstoppable tonight. Phoenix made a run in game 2, but obviously not enough as Parker puts it in again. 14 of 22 from the field, and that is his playoff career high. Duncan and Parker playing catch. Parker for 3. Even 3-pointers. Tony Parker, 37 points, and the lead is back to 16.
Take a look at his feet. Look like a boxer, the quickest feet in all of basketball. A little bit of Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones Jr., both Sugar Rays, Lennon and Robinson, putting on a clinic, moving his feet, and making spectacular plays.
Pound for pound, he's got the quickest feet in the game.
And look at the numbers tonight. The playoff career high. So one shy of his all-time career high. And remember, Tony Parker's only 25. He's going to be 26 next month. And has turned in from a solid player to an all-star to one of the elite point guards in the league. Ginobili. Duncan. Parker. Thomas. Great ball movement, and it's 103-85.
When we had the opportunity to talk to Greg Popovich before the game, said, hey, is it frustrating that Tony Parker is not included when people talk about top 5 point guards in the league? He looked at us like we were crazy. He said, we don't care about that. It's about winning. It's not about individual accolades.
Just over 2 minutes left here. The building's been starting to empty. Tony Parker now with the best scoring game of his career. Just a magnificent performance, extraordinary. 39 points, 12 assists, 5 rebounds. Just unstoppable. Parker puts it in. 41 for Tony Parker. And again, he's not the classic point guard, but in terms of what he does, you've got to start putting him in with the great point guards today in the game.
I think he's in the discussion as far as all time. When you think about 25 years old, what this guy has been able to accomplish, and also has done it on the biggest stage possible, winning it all and winning an MVP.
A dominant road performance from the San Antonio Spurs, led by the brilliance of Tony Parker. And Suns fans booing their hometown team. They laid from wire to wire. A career high, 41 for Parker, most points he's ever scored in his professional career. San Antonio comes out, led by 15 in the first quarter. Closest Phoenix was in the second half was 13. You can't dominate more than they do on the road.